Good morning. Morning, folks. Hope you're well. Martin Dill Silver, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yes, it's Wednesday. Hope you guys are well. Let me know if I'm coming through okay, and I'll get started. I slept, do you know what? I slept 10 hours yesterday, loud and clear. I went to bed early. I was knackered. Woke up like 8 a.m. I think I went to bed at 10. Just was clonked out. But anyway, I feel quite refreshed today, which is quite nice for once. Okay, let's get into the markets. Actually, before we go into, let's go into your Bitcoin. Martin, let's have a look at Bitcoin first. So, you know I don't always talk about the fundamentals, but I'm really interested now. I'm interested to see what Powell says. I'm interested in the data coming out. I think there's CPI data coming out for the pound. Or has it just come out for the pound? Let's have a look. I think it was at 10:30, right? Let's have a look at what that came out as. So, basically as forecasted. For the pound. Let's have a look how that's reaction. Hey, James. I don't know if they like that. Anyway. Wait for the market's reaction rather than news itself. Powell is speaking tonight, 9:30 a.m. I guess that's US time, which is probably around 9:30 p.m. my time. But I'll probably watch that again. You know, as I said, I did watch the testimony a few weeks ago, and I think I'll watch it tonight. I think it's just quite interesting with the whole situation we're in. So let's see what he says. Anyway, from a technical, the bread and butter. It is obviously still risk off. We could be moving now on the 4 hour. We could potentially be moving here on the 4 hour from this corrective that we've had here. I would need a little bit more confirmation. If you're a bit more aggressive, you can say, well, do you know what? That's quite good for me in terms of end of corrective, that kind of fake out from this area, wicks to the upside, and now we're moving down. Yes, we'll have this 20 as resistance, but you know, as I said, that would be probably an aggressive entry for me. The only thing I worry about, right, and from a 4 hour perspective downwards, it looks good down. It could be moving. Again, my worry is this daily. Do we need a little bit more here? Do we correct a little bit more as we kind of have done in the past, certainly more than what we have now, before we move to the downside? So that's my worry. I'd rather wait for a proper confirmation. But then again, you know, morning, Leon. But then again, in terms of why we do this, normally why we do this is really for, I mean, we could say the Swiss now, the dollar, yes. But because of that weakness in the yen, it's like, well, what benefit are we having of this, you know, analysis right now? You know, I'm not saying that there's no benefit of risk sentiment analysis. Absolutely not. But I'm saying that, you know, for example, even though this is happening, even while this is happening, you know, I'm still looking at selling the yen. I'm still looking at the Kiwi yen to the upside. So, you know, I guess we just have to understand that and say, well, it looks good, you know, from a stock market to the downside, but how is that going to affect me in terms of my risk sentiment? Am I going to look at buying the yen if we come down? I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. Strange times calls for, you know, I think just doing what I'm good at and sticking to those technicals from a charting perspective. Now, dollar. Oh, sorry. No, sorry. I'm talking about risk sentiment, Martin. Sorry, I got into a little tangent there. I didn't go actually into Bitcoin. But what I was meaning is that this risk sentiment is obviously, in normal circumstances, you'd be looking at buying the yen, right? Really? The yen, Swiss, and, you know, now the US dollar. The US dollar is probably a better gauge right now of risk off, risk on, but the yen certainly isn't. So, I mean, that's kind of what I mean, if that makes sense. It's just that we're not in that traditional sense of commodities are going to be weak, risk off is going to be strong, you know. It's not like that right now. So that's what I mean. Yeah, so sorry, Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is quite similar to the SPX, where from a 4-hour perspective, like it looks ready to move to the downside. Decent corrective from a 4-hour, 1 hour, failed at that breakout retest. So, you know, even though I'm down a few trades this month, you know, there's always things to remember. There's a lot of trades that I don't take that would have lost. So, you know, it's more about not taking as many losing trades as it is about those winners. And obviously here, this looks good to the downside. I've been trying to get into Bitcoin shorts forever. I haven't been able to find, I mean, I found a few entries a few months ago, but I haven't been able to find a great entry. If we get something here, I'll look to take it. But yeah, certainly the bias is down. But as with the SPX, the similar thing here is, you know, do we need a wee bit more on the daily? You know, considering what we've done previously, where we have had from a move a little bit more of a corrective than what we've got now. That doesn't mean that this has to happen at this time, but it could potentially mean that we have a little bit of move down, but we wait for that 20 and we have a little bit more corrective from this recent move. So yes, I mean, there's no way I can say, oh yeah, I'm waiting to buy Bitcoin. Yeah, I was looking at buying yesterday on a breakout retest, right, for a potential corrective move, but that didn't come true, so that's irrelevant right now. But yeah, I mean, look, it could go. If we have some, if the Fed worries the market, then you'll see everything go. You know, you'll see everything go for sure. And it'll continue on to the downside. So 4-hour down for Bitcoin, yeah, looks good. Daily, I just have a little bit of a question mark over. In my honest opinion, dollar looks good. My bias for dollar now would be up. We're breaking out a structure here. I know we've got that weekly extension. I just think fundamental bias, technical bias, yes, okay, as I said, I do know we've got this extension on the weekly and that doji on the weekly, but this looks good to the upside. You know, we're approaching this, we have broken out structure here. We're looking at approaching this kind of key anchor to that corrective, i.e. that anchor to our correct, I said that again, anchor to our corrective, but if we talk about Dow theory, our anchor within our secondary trend within the primary trend, right? So we're looking at breaking here, which give a lot more confidence for continued upside in the dollar. So 4-hour chart looks great. Daily is starting to look a little bit better from this move to the upside. Again, 20 is catching up, but yeah, buys for the dollar has to be up. And I think it looks quite nice. If we fail here, then we can relook at it, but at the moment, it looks good up. Okay, watch this today. A few things to go at. Euro-Swiss is close. And Euro-Swiss could be coming in 20 minutes. So I noticed this morning on our cup with handle here. You know, we've had that big move down and we've you know, from this perspective, obviously digested it. We've got this anchor here to that, again, that corrective within our ABC push through. Let me zoom in so you can see that better, sorry. There we go, that's better. So here's the context. Cup with handle, A, B, C. Push through, A, B, potential, no, sorry, excuse me, what an idiot. A, B, C, looking for this to be our catalyst, coming on increased volume, engulfer, bearish 180, I need that volume coming in to short Euro-Swiss. Right, the best thing about this is the weekly chart. If we look at the weekly, I mean, that is great. That's exactly what I want to see on the weekly. You know, that corrective back, we've got that OBE on the weekly, coming on volume for our reason to enter and our reason to short the Euro-Swiss. Yep, the daily is slightly extended, I'll give you that, but it's not going to be enough here because my gut really likes this. We have had a few days. The 20 period is not massively away from price action. We have had this. So for me, from a 30-minute perspective, yes, okay, there is the opportunity that this could move to the upside. There is the opportunity here of getting on the hourly as well. But I like the idea of you shorting the Euro-Swiss. And mainly from that higher time frame, mainly from that weekly, is something that I certainly want to be involved in. So if I get a catalyst here in 20 minutes, I will probably take that. And the good thing is, if I do get it, you know, here, let's say here, your stop is your previous anchor is quite close to price action. So risk reward is not too bad. So Euro-Swiss shorts, like it. It's looking likely, but there's a long way to go before that candle closes. Euro pound. Euro pound as well, where we've got our V reversal here on our smaller time frames here. We're in this corrective phase. This has to break pretty soon, i.e. in the next hour for me to consider this context valid. Right, higher time frames are again good. We've got our V reversal on the 4 hour. We've got our complete fake out on the daily. It is still counter trend, right? It is still counter trend, but there's enough here, right, to get me in on that counter trend movement. Yes, we've got the 200 as a problem, but we should get 1-to-1 before it hits that 200 as dynamic resistance to price. So EJ is something I'll be looking at, but it needs to break pretty soon. Your view for EJ and GJ. Yeah, I'll go through that, Leo. GJ is actually on my list, but I'll go through that. Pound Swiss is another potential breakout retest to the downside. Again, very similar to Euro Swiss in terms of its context. I like it. Not quite broken as Euro Swiss has, but a pretty clean setup here on the 30-minute 1 hour. Our cut with handle, looking at a breakout retest of this area. For shorting it. And both of those ideas make sense. Against the Swiss, you know, had news that has strengthened it up last week. It has, you know, taken some time to digest it, and it could be in the position where it's ready to move again. So Pound Swiss and Euro Swiss shorts. Okay, USD ZAR. These few breakouts, I'm expecting to get one of them. I would like an aggressive in one. Whether we get that, I still need a little bit more here. But I'm looking for an aggressive in here. I'm not going to go into these. You know exactly what I'm looking for in terms of USD ZAR, in terms of Euro USD. All right, still looking for this here. I don't know whether we get an aggressive in this one. We might just have to look at a breakout. And in terms of USD Singapore as well. So we're looking for a reason to get an aggressive. We're looking for a reason to long it from a daily perspective. Again, they look good to the upside. I'm not going to go massively in because I've done that the last few days. GJ. I'm recording this, am I? Yeah, good. Pound yen. So we got up to this. Oh, God, I hate when I do that. Pound yen. That's the annoying thing about MT4 is that. I did buy the, well, I didn't buy it. I've taken the trial in TradingView, the 30-day trial, and just see if I like it or not. I don't know whether I will. But anyway, GJ, we've gotten up to that level. We're kind of tagged that area, probably expecting some sort of reaction here. From aggressive point of view, I'm looking for another leg, right? An aggressive entry up in here would make sense. I mean, I guess if we put our, I don't massively like trend lines, you guys know that, but if you put it back on, maybe you could look for something down here. I probably wouldn't like that as much as if it does get as down as you know, as far as there. But you know, for me personally, looking for something in here as aggressive, and obviously looking for the breakup on GJ. So overall bias, Leon, for GJ is still up. You know, still up, creating higher highs, creating higher lows. Looks good. But I think we get a reaction here today. You know, roughly around these highs. You know, possibly profit taking, selling coming in, but I think we get some sort of retracement potentially before going low. So GJ I do like. And that's what I mean about the risk sentiment is that this doesn't make sense to me. You know, GJ long right now doesn't make sense. Pound New Zealand from a daily to 4 hour, I didn't quite get an entry in. It was almost an aggressive, but again, another trade that I didn't take that would have lost, right? So it's not always about the trades you win. It's about the trades that you don't take that would have been losers. So we always have to remember capital protection, which is something that I sometimes forget. And it's something that you guys always have to remind yourself as well. For you, like, even though you may not be winning a lot of trades, you know, compared to last year or 6 months ago, you might not be taking as many losing trades. And that's sometimes what we forget is that, you know, for example, Bitcoin, this one that you may have, not that there was an entry there, but you know what I mean. It's about reducing that amount of losing trades will really help at the end of the year. And this is still on. This is still on. What I would be looking at for an aggressive is this, obviously, over London and US rejects here. So if we do get our, here, AB shallow C rejection off that 200 with volume coming in, that setup would look nice. I know it looks bullish right now, but there's a long way to go before that daily closes. So I'll be watching that tomorrow or the end of on US session tonight to see if we do get a rejection. If we don't, then the breakout and the aggressive is probably off the cards. Aussie dollar, very similar to the other dollar pairs we look at. I don't think I'll get an aggressive in this one, but looking at this coming down, again, not going to go massively into that. You know what I'm looking for. Potentially looking at a breakout here, but it looks as if this wants to move to the downside. So I wouldn't get a breakout roughly at B wave at this area. But very similar to the other USD pairs where we're looking for a breakout of lows. And I want one of them. You know, I want one of them. USD ZAR, EU, Singapore dollar, and this one. You know, I'd like to get involved in those shorts because they absolutely make sense to me. Kiwi yen. Kiwi yen, very similar to GJ in terms of this V reversal, double V reversal here. Looking for a potential aggressive to long it, looking for a potential accumulation or accumulation up here. We don't have to go for a third leg, but I do need a 20 period catch up before I consider taking a break. Getting a reaction at these highs as we probably expect, but NZD, JPY looking for longs eventually. Very similar to GJ. Okay, two new ones are the Swiss yen. Swiss yen shorts daily. That's not right. Swiss yen shorts daily. I must have put the wrong pair in there. Why did I say Swiss yen shorts daily? I don't know. Okay, I guess that's wrong. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know where that's come from. But it shouldn't be there. I think I put the wrong currency. Anyway, I'll figure that out at the afterwards. I don't understand what's just happened. Maybe I've had a brain fart on this Swiss yen here. Anyway, okay, so not Swiss yen shorts because it doesn't look short, but USD CAD. USD CAD is another USD pair I put on the list. Another one with obviously we've got some time to go. I'm not going to go into this. You know what I'm looking for. Aggressive down in here. Potential breakup up here on USD CAD. But it's got some time before it sets up. So Euro Swiss is the name of the game for today. And the good thing is these ones, I mean, this is good. I just need volume here now. I just need volume on this. And a good close for me to take this short. Everything else is doing what I want it to do. We just have to be patient and wait for that proper setup for the breakouts. Okay, silver, what did you ask me about Aussie CAD? Let's have a look at Aussie CAD. Yeah? Let me have a look at it, Aussie CAD. It's not Aussie CAD. So you're looking here. I mean, if you're looking at breakout retest, it looks like it's probably gone, right? Let me see your chart. Yeah, I mean, I like it. Higher time frames. Yeah, kind of coming down and faltering from that move. Yeah, I mean, yeah, silver. Yeah. You've got slightly different price action from me. Let's have a look on TradingView. Just want to see what they've got. Let me see this. Aussie CAD. Yeah, so, I mean, if you take it from there, non-FTMO perspective, it's still okay. Are you looking, I mean, what are you looking at, silver? You're looking for a breakout retest? I presume, right? In which case, it's probably irrelevant because it's probably gone. Yeah. I'd expect this to be gone because, you know, really, if you're looking at a retest, right? You're kind of wanting it to retest from this area when it stalls a wee bit. Now that we've broken through, you're not really expecting that to happen, right? So that's where you want the retest. Very similar to Euro Swiss. But, yeah, I mean, your idea was right. Your idea was right. It just might go without you. It might go without you. Yeah. EJ, I was going to do EJ for Leon. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, there's sense there. You're breaking through the daily. You're going with that overall trend. You kind of have that climactic in the Aussie that's been sold into. So yeah, I agree with the bias, but I think it's just gone. Unfortunately, these things happen. Euro yen. So Euro yen has kind of motored from that break we were looking at, i.e. the break that we couldn't get involved in. So I mean, very similar to every yen pair. If the stock market does drop, what's that going to do to the yen this time? We'll have to wait and see. I mean, you have to expect that it would probably get some strength out of it, right? But we don't know. So Euro yen is that reaction here. I mean, there could be something I look at next week, probably from a 4-hour perspective. But from a technical aspect, right, it looks really nice. The Euro yen chart. You know, you have to say that. It does look quite nice. You've got that, you know, the nice trade we got involved in as a part of that impulse loss of momentum ABC. Actually, ABC 1-2 took that break of 1. Good move. Not the nicest corrective back to the 20, but a corrective nonetheless. And if you break through above, this swing is then confirmed. But I think from a daily perspective as well, if you get a few days down here, again, that neatens up this chart for me where you've got market structure really looking quite nice for continuation longs. So, albeit I don't agree with it, but from a chart perspective, from a technical perspective, EJ looks good. But it needs, for me, it would need a little bit more retracement here. I can't actually look an aggressive down here if we get on that 4-hour. But EJ and GJ, at the moment, remember, everything can change. I'm not here to predict. You know, obviously my opinion can change in 3 hours, but right now, these charts look good to the upside. CAD yen. Yeah, no worries, mate. CAD yen. You asked me about CAD yen, Dill. CAD yen. I mean, CAD yen's similar, right? CAD yen. We've seen this pattern on all the yen pairs, or basically all the yen pairs, where that impulse loss of momentum, you know, kind of reset of trend. This was a bit more of a corrective before we moved to the upside. So even though this hasn't as moved, oil has taken a little bit of a hit. So if we look at oil, right, it is coming off a little bit here. And quite strong, which will affect the CAD somewhat. But if we look at CAD yen, so let's have a, sorry, I'm just really looking at this right now. So similar with EJ, we had that break, right? Could come back and retest this area, right? Nothing is scaring me about CAD yen longs right now with this price action. Could be a 20-period catch-up, you know, from this latest move. Could be. Maybe a retest of this area, but ultimately I'm looking at longs. You know, you could look at it like this. Break of neckline here, head and shoulders, kind of similar to that DXY. Continuation long, right? So, yeah, I'd wait. Basically, what I'm saying with CAD yen, if you're looking at it, is wait for a reason to enter. You could do that in smaller time frames. It doesn't have to have a 20 catch-up on this 4-hour. It could move on these smaller time frames. I just don't think it does. You know, if it does, if you're looking at CAD yen, I don't know which way you're looking, Dill. Are you looking long or short? But I'd be waiting for something deeper because of this recent price action right now, right? Because of this. Right, you can kind of see it. We've seen it similar on the dailies in these yen pairs where you're maybe expecting something like that. Doesn't have to happen. Again, averages before continuation. So yeah, I would be, if you're looking to long it, I would look for a reason to long it, which you're not quite getting right now. If that doesn't happen, by the way, if we don't get that complex, you know, again, you could be looking at, you know, highs here because really from a daily perspective, you're probably expecting to get up to the highs, right? Up to this resistance zone, which has got a little bit to do on smaller time frames. So, yeah, that's what I would say. Hey, John, sorry I didn't see you in there. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, you could be right, Martin. Could be right, but then we're going against the yen here, which has been very, very weak. So, but this is the thing with these yen pairs. I still wouldn't be surprised if we see some massive strength in that yen. For example, Aussie yen, CAD yen, Kiwi yen. Like, I still would not be surprised if we see, you know, a big drop. But at the moment, we can't just, you know, it's kind of like the saying. Well, I forgot the saying now. What's the saying? You can go broke waiting for a market crash. You know, people or do you know what I mean? Kind of, we just got to go with what we see. NZD CAD short. Continuation of trend. Let's have a look at NZD CAD. Oh, no, that's not the saying, is it? You can't go broke waiting for... There's something... Or there's missed opportunity for people waiting for a crash. Something like that. You know what I mean. NZD CAD continuation short. Yeah, kind of similar to Aussie CAD, right? Where we're just falling off from this kind of climactic move here. We're falling off. Momentum is down. Let me see your trade. Somewhere 3 candle confirmation. I waited one more candle because of news coming out, but worried that now to the left I can see the area where price is an important one. Okay. From here, so a break underneath there. I mean, yeah, momentum is there. Good stop loss. I can understand the take profit. You're going with that overall trend. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with New Zealand CAD shorts, put it that way. I agree with New Zealand CAD shorts. It does look like it's getting there. It has moved. You know, it could have a pullback. It could have a pullback. But where are you expecting your next maybe area of where that happens? You know, probably there, right? So you'd expect it, and I guess that's where your TP is, I think. Yeah, I mean, yeah, agree with the bias. I agree with the bias. Prefer GJ over CAD yen. Yeah, I think so. I actually think EJ is probably the nicest out of the lot, ironically. From GJ to, in terms of a higher time frame confluence perspective. But I would take them both. You know, I would take them both if they give me it. And if I'm wrong and the yen does strengthen up, then I'm wrong. What can I do? Around that area is my TP. I'll watch it close for sure. Yeah, good. Are you still not starting your 50K, Martin? Are you still waiting? Your verification, should I say? I might add in a... Well, actually, I do already have in the Simplicity Discord. I've got different levels here. So if we ever get... This is not a competition, but there'll be like the funded trader level where if you pass a funded, you'll get a special role in the server. Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. I want to get, I want to get involved in some of these. I do. Certainly the USD pairs, I really want to get involved in them. And I'm expecting to get some kind of setup from here. Oh, hold on. Let me look at Euro Swiss. Let me just wait for this close, guys. 30 pip stop. I'd like it to close a little bit more, but this is enough for me. You know, ABC certainly engulfs the bar on that 20. We like the higher time frames. We like the 4-hour daily. Yes, okay, question mark on it. But come on, okay, I'm getting in this, guys. 1 second. I should have really done this 2 minutes ago. Euro Swiss, 2%. What was it? A 30 pip stop? That's probably not. Oh, you fucker. Ryan, you should have done that 2 minutes ago. $28, 29 pip stop. I'm going to have to put a sell limit in here, guys, because that's really already. So that's that. Using my calculator. Excuse me, guys. As I said, I'm just doing this. I need to do it twice. So on this account, this is 0.33. I'm going to have to do this, guys. I got a feeling this goes. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Certainly the ones that you do as well, the trial challenge, right? Certainly the trial challenge. Oh, Ryan, I'm so annoyed at that. I'm so annoyed I've done that. Fucking bastard. But it may, hey, listen, this has got a long time to close. I'm happy with my sell limit in there. The other option is, no, that would not be fitting my plan, would it? All right, guys, I'll hop off. I can't. I mean, what I'm thinking now is I sell it and I use that as my, you know, as my latest thingy here as a 25 pipper. But that is technically the wrong thing to do. God, if that goes, I'll be so annoyed with myself. Yeah, London Open volatility, right? London Open volatility. My issue is because of how nice it is on these higher time frames if it moves. So I'll keep my sell limit there. Look, either way, if it does go down, then fair enough. I got the right trade. I just wasn't in it, you know. Analysis was correct, and I move on. So sell limit in there. I will put my stop above there, 30, 20, 29 pips or whatever, and let's see what happens. Okay, all right, guys. I will love you and leave you. Hope you all have a good day. Some good things setting up, some potential good things setting up. Certainly from a breakout perspective. Always remember to trade safe. I'll see you all tomorrow. And peace.